Hi, welcome to Reform Tech channel. In this video, I'll talk about the DynamoDB and I'll show you how to create a table and also how to query it. Okay, so DynamoDB, it's a fully managed database for unstructured data that is called as NoSQL. So they have a flexible model where a row of data may not have the same number of attributes as the next row. Alright, so DynamoDB is a key value database that is extremely fast. So if you want to choose a millisecond performance database, then DynamoDB is most likely the right answer. Alright, so no matter about the scale of requests, DynamoDB will always perform well, and that's because it's highly scalable and it's elastic too. Right. So Amazon and their end make sure that the database has built-in security, backup and restore and caching to make it as most efficiently. Okay. So in fact, Amazon also uses this database for their business purpose, I would say. So and other interesting fact is that it can handle more than 10 trillion requests per day and can support of more than 20 million requests per second. Right, that's extremely powerful stuff, right? And if you come to the use cases, I'll say it's used in mobile and web applications, and is used for gaming, IoT, and pretty much anything that demands low latency data access. Alright, okay, so and if you consider the storage, the disk storage, like we have the disk storage attached to EC2 or RDS, which you have seen in the last video, DynamoDB allows us to specify read and write throughput for its tables. Okay, this means throughput can be scaled on individual table basis. So whenever necessary to scale up or down to this throughput, DynamoDB would add or remove enough computing resources seamlessly. This all happens behind the scenes. Okay. Alright, so now let's go and let's see how to create a DynamoDB. Alright, for which I'm going to go to a service called as DynamoDB. And this is the dashboard. This is the dashboard which you see initially for the DynamoDB. And if you haven't created any table, then this would be the page. So now I'm going to create a table. So I'll say create table. Yeah, so it is asking for the table name. Now I'm going to give a table name with cars. Okay, I'll make this same term as we use for the RDSLs. Okay, so I'll use the cars, and in partition keys I will say the brand, and sort key I will say as model. Alright, and if you want, you can keep the default settings, so that is the one fastest way that you could create a table. But if you want to customize settings according to your requirement, yes, that is also possible. So when you click on customize settings, you get a lot of options like on demand, provision, the read capacity, write capacity. So this was the one I was talking about. So it scales accordingly with the read and write capacity, right? So you have the estimated cost, you have tags, you have encryption at rest too. So if you want to encrypt the data, that is also possible. So, but for now, to just quickly create, I'm just going to give on demand, and I will say create table. Alright, so this will create a table. This will not take much time. It will create instantly. Let's give a few seconds. Yep. I think it's done. The status is active. Alright, so I think it's done. Okay, so now we have a table called cars. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get inside this table, and you want to add any values in it. So how do we do that? So I go to actions, I'll say create item. So under brand, I'm going to give Hyundai as a brand, and model I'll give it as a Creta. Alright, so this is one set of thing I'm going to add. I'm going to create this item. So similar way, I'm going to create few more. So I'll say create item. I will say Hyundai again, and I will give this a venue. I'll say create item. Alright, it created. I'll create couple of more items. I'll say create item. This time I'll go with Ford. I will say EcoSport, and I'll create item, and again I'll say create item, and this time my favorite car, I'll say Ford Mustang, Alright, okay, so we have created 4 items now, 2 with Hyundai and 2 with Ford. So now you have an access to, you can query the data and you would be able to filter it. So I'll show you how to do that. So for which we have to go to explore table items. And if you could see here, you have 2 things. One is scan, other one is query. So if you just click on query, you have this brand partition key, right? So if I just say Hyundai and just run it, then it will fetch all the results with the brand as Hyundai. Okay, this is that easier, right? So you can just fetch the data with brand. And if you want any particular model, then that is also possible. If you say equal to Creta and just run it, then it will show only the Creta. Or also you can give it like, begins with, and if I just give V, then if you run it, then it shows venue. Alright, similarly for the Ford. So if you want to give Ford, that will come, and I'll say begins with M. It should fetch Mustang. Yep, it's there. Alright, so this way you can create items and you can query it, and with the query you would be able to fetch the data, you'll be able to see the data, and this is as simple as that. Okay, and this is very useful in terms of an gaming application or IoT. Yeah, so because the latency is very low and you'll be able to fetch the data very easily. Alright, so this is about the DynamoDB, and we'll see you in the next lecture. Thank you.